fingertips of Calvin Williams.
Good thing he got it out because the Seahawks had a lot of guys on the line of scrimmage. As we'll take a look here, Winston Moss coming off this side. They have all the guys up. And Rodney Peete knows he's got to get rid of it in a hurry. As you see, Blackman coming up the middle, number 25. And a nice play by Tony Brown.
Hutton forces Galloway all the way back inside the 10. He tried to make the Willie Mays basket catch. Running back towards his own end zone. And the Seahawks will start out deep in their own territory when we return to the Kingdome. 10:02 to go, third quarter. Seahawks leading it 17-7. News from the Kingdome in Seattle, where the Seahawks lead the Eagles by the score of 17-7. Seahawks 5 wins, 7 losses. Still an outside shot at a wild card in the AFC, pending what many other teams do over these last 4 weeks. Chris Warren takes the first down handoff and works his way all the way up to the 23-yard line. 13 yards on the first down carry by Warren.
Wow, Kenny, number 71, Mike Chelinski's in there for William Fuller, and they just give it to Chris Warren, and they just go through that right side like nobody's in there for William Fuller. Big hole opened up by House Ballard, number 75. All of a sudden, it's up to the secondary to make the tackle.
On first down, Galloway makes the catch, steps out of bounds at the 28. For Joey Galloway, that is reception number 5 on the afternoon.
We look at it again. You see Mark McMillan, number 29, and he's already starting to turn and go backwards. That's how much respect he has for Galloway's speed. But there's such a big cushion, they just go to that quick pop.
Warren. William Fuller on the stop, along with Rhett Hall. Anthony, on Saturday, it's a Fox NFL special as the Arizona Cardinals battle the San Diego Chargers. Join Terry Bradshaw and Jimmy Johnson as they head to the announcer's booth to bring you all the action. Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Check local listings for the time in your area. Terry Bradshaw and Jimmy Johnson out of the studio into the broadcast booth.
Now, is Jimmy Johnson going to play coach and demand Terry to give him time to talk?
I can't wait to hear what those guys have to say about Cardinals head coach Buddy Ryan. And Jerry Glanville, Anthony, will move to the studio for the afternoon.
Well, that'll bring some excitement.
The Seahawks will be forced to punt following this incompletion.
An incompletion that should have been caught right through the hands of Joey Galloway.
That's a rare sight.
It really is. I mean, those are the things that Eugene Robinson talked about, this kid. I mean, he's got great hands, not only with his phenomenal speed.
Good punt by Tootin, forces Carpenter back to the 16. But Carpenter earns the yardage back. 20-yard return following the 55-yard punt. The Eagles offense back on when we return to Seattle.
I'll tell you, he is racking up those miles on the Big Bird.
Saturday, the Cardinals and the Chargers. Sunday, the Sportsman of the Year. I hope he's taking Monday off. Eagles keep it on the ground on first down. Ricky Waters, 15 carries on the day. Eagles have punted 4 times over their first 6 possessions.
Missed field goal, and they have their 1 touchdown that came on a 63-yard drive. Really something that they've not been able to do is put some drives together. You have to give that Seattle Seahawks defense a lot of credit. One thing they've not been able to do is hit those short passes.
Play action, Peete rolling right. Looks to escape the pressure. He fumbles. And it looks as if the Eagles have recovered. What a hit Peete took.
Well, he was trying a bootleg coming out. You'll see him come around this way, but the tight end couldn't get loose. And all of a sudden, right there, you see Ed West, number 83. Nice coverage by Corey Harris, number 30. So Rodney Peete takes it down, and then it's Sam Adams, Antonio Edwards putting the hit on him. But the Eagles do recover the fumble.
And they actually gained a yard, so it's now 3rd down and 8. Carpenter in motion. Pass is complete, but not enough for the first down. Fred Barnett taken to the turf by Selwyn Jones.
We'll take a look here. Cortez Kennedy, number 96, along with a host of others. You'll see him right here. You can't miss him going against Guy McIntyre one-on-one, along with a host of other blue shirts right there. But a nice play by Selwyn Jones.
4th and 2, and it looks as if the Eagles are going for it. 4th down and 2 on their own 45, and now Philadelphia calls timeout. 6:13 remaining. Big 4th down play coming up from the Kingdome. Ray Rhodes and the Eagles trailing by 10. And the Eagles will go for it on 4th and 2. What do you think, Anthony?
I think there's still a lot too much time to go for it on, especially 4th and 2. I could see 4th and less than a yard, but this defense has been playing really well. I got to second guess this call right here.
4th and 2. He will go to the air. Incomplete. The intended receiver, Rob Carpenter, with Carlton Gray on the coverage.
Boy, he almost came up with the great catch, but he didn't. And that, I don't know. That right here, you see it. Rob Carpenter, one-on-one against Carlton Gray, and he does a nice job. He's right there, and at the last second, comes up, but Rob Carpenter still has a chance to catch the football, but he just can't come down with the ball. Man, that was a tough one. And now, Seahawks have excellent field position.
They start on the Philadelphia 45-yard line. Play action pass is incomplete off the right hand, off the fingertips of Brian Blades.
And the Boo Birds are out. That was just a horrible pass. That ball was thrown so high, it didn't give Brian Blades a chance to catch it. And I'm sure Rick Myers knows that he did that. He was open. As you take a look here. Little slide to the right, get the defenders moving one way, and he just, wide open. There's not a Eagle in the screen within 5 to 10 yards, and he just overthrows him.
We'll try again on 2nd down. Swings it out to the left flank. Chris Warren back to the original line of scrimmage. So it will be 3rd down and 10.
That was one of the things they mentioned that they wanted to do, was get Chris Warren out in open space. He was that time against William Thomas, number 51 of the Eagles, but Thomas does a nice job.
And there is offensive coordinator Bob Bratkowski, if the name sounds familiar to Philadelphia Eagle fans. His father Zeke, the former assistant with the Eagles, now the offensive coordinator with Rich Kotite in New York.
Well, sometimes the genes are passed down as far as players. Right here, you have coaches that one doing what the father is.
On 3rd and 11, what a catch by Galloway, right around the first down marker. 11 yards on the pass play. They spot the ball on the 35, and it is a Seattle Seahawks first down.
Well, after overthrowing Brian Blades, Rick Meyer lays it out there nicely for Joey Galloway, and with his speed, with Bobby Taylor trailing, he just goes out and he gets the football to make the catch.
So the Seahawks on the 35-yard line of the Eagles. Joey Galloway 6 receptions today, and the Seahawks call timeout. 5:12 remaining in this 3rd quarter as Meyer heads to the sidelines. John Freeze, the backup quarterback, looking on as well. Anthony, he's been wounded in battle. His platoon has been massacred. Now one soldier has to fight for survival. on the most hostile planet in the universe. Don't miss a brand new episode of Space Above and Beyond tonight at 7, 6 Central on Fox. And right now, during this timeout, let's head to Hollywood for another McDonald's game break with James Brown.
And we'll take you down to Dallas and show you what Washington is doing to the Cowboys. Heath Schuler finds Henry Ellert. Blast for the end zone. Believe it or not, Redskins leading Dallas 14-10 in the third. Let's take you back to Kenny Albert.
All of a sudden, a race brewing in the NFC East. Philadelphia comes in 2 games behind Dallas, who trail the Redskins in the third quarter. Eagles and the Cowboys will meet next week in Philadelphia. Chris Warren. Gain of 3, so it will be 2nd down and 7. Anthony, you mentioned the father-son combination with Bob Bratkowski, the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks, and his dad, Zeke. There is Chuck Knox Jr., defensive assistant coach with Philadelphia, 30 years of age. His father, Chuck Sr., longtime head coach here in Seattle. Then went on to the Rams, and Chuck Sr. is here in the Kingdom today, watching the Seahawks and the Eagles.
Had a chance during halftime to say hi to Chuck Knox, father, here in the hallway as we were getting ready for the second half.
The son was busy.
Yep, I'd say so.
Here's Meyer with pressure from Andy Harmon, and he throws it away. Meyer heard footsteps. Harmon 10.5 sacks this year, 2nd in the NFC.
Smart move on the part of Rick Meyer, just throwing that one out of bounds. We'll take a look at the coverage. As we take a look here, he goes back a little bit, looks left, but then he's going to the right. But he's looking right here, right here. Everyone's covered. Right here, you see them all covered, and he just kind of throws this one out of bounds, not taking a chance. Plus, not to mention those white jerseys that are breathing down his back.
3rd down and 7. 3 wide receivers. Broussard is the lone back. And Broussard takes the handoff on the drop play, has the first down. On 3rd and 7. The Seahawks hand it off to Broussard, and he gains 16 yards.
Having Steve Broussard, number 31, back there is a nice change-up for the Seahawk offense. You see him back there. He's the lone back, taking over for Chris Warren right now. Takes nice block by Kevin Mawai right there on the right side. Just enough of a crack to give Broussard, who has super speed, to get through that line of scrimmage, and all of a sudden it's up to those defensive secondary guys to make the tackle.
Broussard with 2 carries today. The first one went for 13. This one, 16 yards.
Not a bad average.
Good supplement to Chris Warren. Tracy Johnson could not hang on. Mark McMillan was there. The pass intended for the fullback, who has not had a reception all season.
Maybe that was an indication why he hasn't. But he should have had that when Mark McMillan nearly comes down with an interception as Meyer rolls to the right to get away from the pass rush. And right there, you see it right through his hands. In fact, he has a good chance to score if he catches this one. He's got to, get through Mark McMillan. And then McMillan should have had that one, too, on the interception.
Warren stuffed on the 2nd down run by Kevin Johnson, number 94.
Kenny, I tell you what, having Red Hall back in there, they can definitely feel his presence. He's not going to be in the shape that he'd like to be because he's missed so much action, but he has been a factor in the plays he's been in there on the field, getting into the backfield, making tackles. Well, I'm sure head coach Ray Rhodes is happy to have Red Hall back in the lineup.
Only 9 of 69 all season on 3rd and 8 or longer. Meyer taken down. It is Kevin Johnson once again. Fifth Eagles sack of today's game.
It's nice when you can have some depth like the Eagles do with their defensive linemen, being able to rotate them, bringing in some fresh guys, as you see number 94, Kevin Johnson, getting the sack on that play. Right here, you see all the blue and white shirts together. Everywhere you see a blue shirt, there's a white shirt sitting right there next to them.
Todd Peterson out for the 35-yard field goal attempt.